Welcome back, and we're just about wrapping up, but not before doing this particular one. Well, she appears to always make it to the top of discussions after any major state activity. First, she was described as the discovery of the MPP during the campaigns. Then discussions on her attire for the inauguration of President Akufo-Addo ensued. Yesterday, her attire for the Independence Day celebration was up for discussion again. I'm talking about Second Lady Samira Bawumia. Well, she has attracted both favorable and unfavorable comment for what she wore, especially on social media. While some say it's inappropriate for her not to have worn a veil because she's a Muslim woman, others have hailed her style. So let's subject this to a little conversation. We'll hear from young female Muslims on their thoughts on this discussion. But before that, Ms. G is on our entertainment desk. She joins me in the studio for the fashionista angle, so to speak, and Ridwan Ibrahim Asante also joins the discussion with a religious perspective. Of course, he is Muslim. So let me start with you, Ms. G. You're welcome.
Very well, thank you.
What are the fashion police saying about Samira Bawumia's attire yesterday?
Of course, positive comments. It's been so ever since she became the wife of the vice president, and it was refreshing to see her yesterday. Everybody was looking forward to see what Samira will be putting on, and for most of us, it was very simple. But you could see elegance in what she was wearing. We love the fact that she had an Afrocentric look. That's what we call it these days, the look of something that is foreign and also embellished with our own kente. Right. So we were excited to see her. It was sweet to see Samira. The makeup was just on point. There was nothing you could fault. Of course, we couldn't see her legs to see what kind of shoes or sandals she was wearing. Okay. But what we saw, her gown, the blend with kente, the fascinator she had on, and all that, it was just sweet.
That's sweet. That's yes. What the fashion police are saying.
Exactly. Okay. Very simple, but of course elegant.
On point. Okay, Ridwan, this is where I bring you in. For the fashionista, angle will be that this is sweet, this is on point, this is fantastic. Everything seems to be, Afrocentric, etc. What does the religious angle bring you into the discussion?
I think basically, those who went on social media, particularly to talk about what she wore, right, was not, or they didn't really go in to criticize the colors. They didn't criticize, the design, the embroidery. They didn't go into that one. All they sought to represent was that it wasn't Islamic. And as somebody who, is from the Islamic faith, she needed to put out something or put on something that will represent the religion. And people have come in with diverse views that who are they to comment? Have Muslims got the right to comment about what another Muslim does? Yes,
really?
They have. Because, we don't want to sound, and I say I don't want to look like I'm overly religious or I'm scholarly. I want to enter into a scholarly debate with whoever is going to talk on behalf of Bawumia. That's the person's opinion. That's the opinion of the fashion police or whatever, to go in and say she looked gorgeous. But religiously, Islam has got a manual, and the manual must be followed. Okay. It's like KFC. The franchise for KFC in every country is the same.
Okay, but you see, people will say that you talk about Islam and the rules and the manual, but then is it the spirit of the manual or is it the letter of the manual? Would you say that has she exposed, with this dress that she's wearing, has she exposed any part of her body that is indecent? Would you call it that?
That's a good question. But you go to the illuminating scriptures and you can just Google, that's Quran chapter 24 verse 30, 31. 30 talks about men. And it gives the condition that, say to the believing men, lower your gaze when you see a woman in front of you and guard your private parts. Okay. And then 31 says, and say to the believing woman, lower your gaze, guard your private parts. That's chastity. And then cover yourselves. Ensure that you adorn yourself, except for the parts that is apparent, which is your hand, i.e. your face, and maybe
which is exactly what I see here on her body.
Yes. What they sought was that, and the text also says that, and tell them to use their head calves to cover their chests.
Okay, so the problem is that
the veil should be there.
Okay.
And also, from what I saw, I looked at the picture again, and it was very, very fitting. It was just fitting and tight on her. And that's what you see. Don't dress for your shape to be exposed like a guitar. You know, she looked like that, and that's where
she looked like a guitar.
Yeah, no, she had everything. Yes, adorning your yes. That's what the text is. It's not about just anybody saying, hey, what she wore wasn't good. And also, when she put on something on the inauguration day, during the investiture, you know, I posted something around, and I said, I don't want to sound holier. And even my wife will do the same thing.
Okay, so your wife doesn't put on the
No,
veil?
no, I'm saying my wife will sometimes dress
without
and then I'll just question her and say, you know, this is un-Islamic. You want to put on the trousers, it must be baggy. So it must be baggy. And it's not just about yourself. There was another debate.
It's about the manual.
There was another big debate that the husband says.
Let me just cut you there, and I'll bring you back in this because we need to pick some thoughts from some, you know, Muslim women that we've been speaking to in Nima. But Miss G, before I go to Nima and we get the voices from Nima, he tends to make a point. I mean, quite apart from what the fashionista whatever will be and what they will say that okay, it looks sweet, etc. It does make some sense.
He makes lots of points. I'm not a Muslim, but I'm sitting here as a woman and I'm asking myself, doesn't Samira have family? Okay. She's married to a vice president. Right. He left home with her. He's seen her dress. I'm sure he subscribes to whatever their faith says. Yeah. And so he should know better than to tell his wife that you don't need to dress like this.
Let me just interject.
She didn't interject.
No, I'm just making a point. No, it's in parentheses.
No, don't worry.
No, it's just in parentheses to what you say. Maybe it might escape me. Samira left home with the husband, right? Which is perfect.
Yes.
You know, but you see, if you go back to the same text, and that's gonna define our conversation here, that it says that the only people who don't show your adornment except to one.
To your husband.
But the husband didn't know
where they were making. No, hold on.
He knew they were going for a public function.
So the point she's making is that...
He's also made reference to the fact that during the State of the Nation address, she wore something that the Muslim community wasn't happy with.
We should have seen a solution to that right now.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go to Nima, where we've been speaking to some people, some elderly married people. They have been wearing the veil over and over again, and so they've got their own thoughts. Something it's okay, something it's not. Here's what they think.
Yes, as people say she's a Muslim, but I think it's normal because she has her hair tie on her head and her veil inside her hand. And as she is the first lady, it's not like she has to put plenty things on her head. How she dressed is normal, and that flowers on her hair is nice, it's very nice. And her position as the second lady, she has to dress decently. How she dressed is very, very nice. What people have been saying about her hair tie or the veil, I think is normal since she has covered her hair and her dress too is nothing like half naked, is normal. So I think what she did is all right. Since let's say it's the nature of her post, of her position. So let's say now, like how I am, I work at Support Africa. So let's say I'm in my office now. That is natural, but her, how she dresses is neat. Anything is, since she has a veil, if like she doesn't have a veil and she puts on wig, she uncovers her hair, that one I would say is a bad habit. But since she has her hair covered and her veil in her hand, that one there is natural and is nice too.
The dressing is not bad.
But some people are saying she didn't dress like a proper Muslim wife.
Yeah, it's because of the scarf. That scarf she didn't wear.
So why is it so important to wear the scarf?
She's married, so she's supposed to wear the scarf to show that she's married.
But she was holding the scarf on her hand. Isn't that okay?
No. She's supposed to put it on her head.
So because she didn't put it on her head, it's wrong?
It's wrong.
But
So the first lady said it's okay. The second one says, as long as she has covered her hair, it's okay. The second one said, once you're married, you need to put it on. Let's wrap up on this.
No, it's not just when you are married. It's a text for believing women and men. Any girl that is of age, you know, you need to put on, that's the requirement. Okay. That's the requirement. So, you know, people are talking about Samira, not because the husband has approved of it. No, it's about what is...
We don't know if the husband has approved.
No, I'm saying that people are saying that, those who are defending, saying, shut up. The husband likes it. Yeah. You know, but it's not about what the husband likes. It's
about what the Quran says. Okay, we need to wrap up on this.
But I need to ask, those people who brought her up, her parents are Muslims as well. Yeah. And so if they have concerns, I'm sure they've called their daughter to order. I think that we are just a bunch of hypocritical people. There are lots of people who are Muslim, Christians, and we go against what the law says. So let's not make it look like, you know, we have the manual in our hands. If we check ourselves, we have issues ourselves. Okay. She was on point. She didn't violate any fashion law for me, and I don't know why.
Any fashion law for you, but for the Islamic law, Ridwan here does not agree. Ridwan, that's correct, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so next time you're hoping to see her with a veil.
Well, you know, Amina J. Mohammed is the former Nigerian Environment Minister. She's now Deputy General Secretary for the UN. Just Google and watch her pics, and that's perfect. I mean, she dresses covers with a scarf and is Islamic, and nobody talks.
Okay. Just to throw this in, I saw a picture of a Saudi Arabian prince and his wife to be.
That's wrong.
And she wasn't dressed anything.
No, that's wrong. It doesn't matter whether it's Saudis but are not origins of.
They are not Muslims.
It's an Islamic state.
It's an Islamic state. But then if you want to look at who is a Muslim, don't look at Muslims. What is Islam? Don't look at Muslims.
Okay.
Look at the Quran and the Hadith. That's all.
Okay. The Quran and the Hadith. Unfortunately, we have to wrap it up here. Daryl is standing by. Of course, they'll be talking business right after us. My name is Gifty Andopia. I've been here with Miss G on our entertainment desk and also Ridwan Ibrahim Asante. They've got very opposing views, but it's all okay. This has been The Pulse. Many thanks for your time. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Thank you.